For scorecards to take shape, system calendars are required. To work with them, I need to select Administration in the bottom left. I'll then select Calendars under Configuration. See all the calendars that have been added to my environment. The top three, monthly, quarterly, and yearly, are standard calendars. The bottom three are custom calendars that I handcrafted. To create a calendar that hasn't been added to the system already, I would need to select Add Calendar up at the top. I would then need to determine if I'm adding a standard or custom calendar. For standard calendars, there's a drop-down of those calendars that haven't been added to my system yet. Perhaps maybe the weekly calendar. And I would just need to select that, and then I would choose Add. If I was looking to add a custom calendar, I would need to select Custom tab here. I would then need to provide a name like Training, or a calendar name more appropriate than that, and then I would select Add. But at this point I'm not looking to add anything in, so I'll just select Cancel. Now, to edit a calendar that has already been added, I would select the calendar I want to change, maybe in this case monthly, and then I would select the option called Edit Calendar. Now, if I wanted to prevent users from updating their KPIs and any notes after a certain date, maybe the 15th of the month, I can go in and edit or add those values here, drop those in both boxes, and then I would click Save. Now, once again, since this is a change I'm not looking to make, I'm just going to go ahead and click Cancel. Now, an important thing to note is that calendars don't automatically extend to the end of time. For example, if I select yearly, I see that the last period of this calendar might be the current year, in this case 2020. Unfortunately, given the fact that we're halfway through the year already, this could start to create problems for my users. For example, if I go to another tab that I've already got open here, and I'm already looking at a KPI called Product Revenue under Scorecards here. In the top right, what I'll do is I'll switch the periodicity from monthly to yearly, that calendar that we were just looking at, and then I'll accept 2020 and click Show Results. Now, I might be ready to load a goal value for 2021, but unfortunately, notice that I'm not allowed to move forward past 2020, and this is due to the yearly calendar stopping at 2020. How do I fix that? Well, I'm going to need to go back to my other tab here, go back to the calendars. Again, make sure I've got the right calendar selected, which I do, and then I'm going to need to select Extend Calendar. I would then need to put in the proper month, day, and year to extend it to. And I'm just going to quickly change that to December 31st of 2021. Once I'm done selecting the right entries, I just need to click Extend. And we'll see that period added here. An important item to note is that calendar changes will trigger a recalculation of scores. If your Spider impact environment is large, I would recommend making these adjustments at the end of the business day or prior to the start of a weekend. I'll demonstrate that by selecting Background Process Status under the Monitoring section here. And notice that a number of scores are currently sitting as uncalculated based on that change there. The good news in my environment, it's small, and these will process in a relatively short period of time, but in a very large system that would take a longer period of time to run through. With that said, I'll go back to calendars. The process to extend the other standard calendars like monthly is exactly the same, so I'll leave those as is. However, in regard to custom calendars, there's a little more work involved since the system does not know how to automatically extend something like a fiscal calendar, which can vary from company to company. To give an example of that, I'll select fiscal year, and I see that it contains only two periods, which is for fiscal year 2018 to 19 and 2019 to 20, both of which are running from July to June. If I wanted to add a period for fiscal year 2020 to 21, I would need to select Add Period in the top right. I would then need to provide a period title, something like fiscal year 2020 to 21. I would then need to provide a start date, which it's nicely defaulting to. And then I typically need to make some amendment on the end date here. And I'm just going to switch that to June 30th of 2021. If that looks okay, I'll then select Add Period. And we'll see that new period added at the bottom of the list there. So with that, I've shown how to extend both standard and custom calendars. To see the fruits of my labor, I'll go back to my other tab and I'll click Refresh. A couple things is tying things back here. You'll see that recalculation has been triggered based on that most recent change to, in this case, the fiscal year calendar that I just made there. But the other things that we'll just take a look at here is that I can now migrate past 2020 to 2021, but I can't go beyond that. So I'll only extended it one period there. If I change my calendar to the fiscal year calendar, which I just made that last adjustment to, I should see 3 periods of time to select here, which I do. Fiscal year 2020 to 21 was the most recent addition there. Okay, going back to my other tab here, I just want to show one item with calendar. So I'll select my year-to-date calendar at the bottom and see that I have 3 periods defined, one each for 2018, 2019, and 2020. After each completed month, I go in and update the title and end date for each of them. It's just a matter of selecting it, selecting Edit, and making the adjustments like I just showed earlier. In this case, if we are in the month of April, the title would be changed to through March, and the end date would be changed to March 31st for each of the 3 years. So once those quick adjustments are made, I would then go maybe to this other tab again and just show a dashboard. If I select dashboards here in the YTD dashboard that I've got built here, we'll see the power of this calendar that I've created behind the scenes. And I see that this allows me a nice way to see trends for my revenue KPIs for the past 3 years. I can see that product revenue is trending up, book revenue is trending down, and training revenue is perfectly flat. The good news is that the uptick in product revenue is greater than the downturn in book revenue, so my total revenue is thankfully trending up in the bottom right. To see how this was put together, I'll select Edit in the bottom. I'll click on one of the charts and select Edit Chart. From here I can see that I had selected the YTD calendar. Under Type I selected By Date, and under Show I chose to display all 3 years. With that, I'll click Done twice to leave the screen.